So I want to drop a major key on how to be a great leader. Are you ready? I hope you're writing this down. To be a great leader, you need to first lead yourself. And on this video, we're going to talk about why. What's up, familia? I am Benny Contreras. This channel is all about building young leaders for ministry. Thank you guys so much for watching. Why don't you hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you get notified every time a new video drops. So here is a truth, okay? Every bad decision that I've ever made, guess what? I have participated in. Whether it was financial, relationships, physical, material, even spiritual. Every bad decision I have ever made, I have participated in. And I can say that confidently because guess what? Every bad decision you've ever made, you have participated in. And I know that's a tough pill to swallow. Sometimes we're real quick to point the finger, well, you know, this didn't happen and that didn't go the way it was planned because of this person or that thing or that circumstance. And sometimes it's really hard for us to admit that, you know what? I made a mistake. To be a great leader, you need to first learn how to lead yourself. Andy Stanley says it like this. To be someone worth following, you need to lead yourself well. We need to understand that our heart and our passion is for ministry, it's for leadership. Our number one responsibility is right here. You take an airplane flight and a flight attendant tells you if for any reason the masks come down and we have to have an emergency, put your mask on first before you can help anybody else. Because the reality is that you need to get the oxygen first before you can help out anybody else. If you're not getting any oxygen, there is no way that you're going to be capable of handing out oxygen to anybody else. And it's the same thing for leadership and ministry. There is no way that you can lead, no way that you can minister unless you are leading yourself, unless you are being ministered to. We need to constantly be monitoring our heart and our behavior. Always asking the question, why and really? For example, and I'll ask myself these questions so it doesn't seem like I'm coming at you guys because this is very much for me too. You could ask yourself like this, Benny, why are you making this video? Really? Benny, why are you going to post that thing on Instagram? Really? Benny, why are you going to make this comment to this person? Really? Benny, why are you doing this? Really? See, when we ask the question why and really, it really forces us to examine our motives, examine what we're doing and why we're doing it. Not just a made up, puffed up version of why, but the actual reason. What is the motive? What is the heart behind what is happening? And the way that we do that as young leaders, as young ministers, is we got to check our heart, we got to check our motives, we got to check our feelings before God. We get a beautiful picture of David in the book of Psalms, chapter 139, 23 and 24. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Point out anything in me that offends you and lead me along the path of everlasting life. To lead yourself well, you have to learn not to lead yourself alone. Don't lead yourself by yourself. As we just saw in the verse, King David was before God and he said, God, if there's anything that offends you, anything that makes you upset, anything in me that is wrong and is not right, lead me. Lead me away from that. Lead me in the direction you want me to go. Lead me, God. We have to learn how to lead ourselves well. And that begins with not leading ourselves alone, allowing God to lead us. It also means having the right type of mentors around you, the right type of people around you who will help you always point you in the direction that you need to go to lead yourself well. Now, you may be asking the question, wait, so to lead myself well, I got to allow God to lead me, to guide me. I got to allow other people to kind of lead me and guide me. So I know you're probably asking, well, am I really leading myself? Yes, you are really leading yourself. You have to understand that at the end of the day, you're the one making the decision. You're the one making the choices. You're the one that's dictating what happens in your day. You make the plan. You make the decisions. So you are leading yourself. Nobody forces you to make the decisions you make, to make the choices you make. Nobody forces you to do that. But this is another thing that when it comes to leading yourself well, we have to understand. Many times we connect leadership decisions to these great, grand, big moments, these great, grand, big decisions like dropping this amount of money on this, or making the decision to move away, or making the decision on who's going to lead this, or, we connect leadership decisions to these big, grand decisions. But in reality, leadership decisions is also in how you wake up. What are you going to do? What's your plan in the day? Are you going to decide to read this book, or are you going to decide to catch up on that Netflix show? Are you going to decide to meet with this person, or instead are you going to decide to spend time with your family? Leadership decisions are all in the details. It's all in the small things as well. Leading yourself well is how you plan your day, what you do, how you do it, when you do it, all of the small decisions you make every day, all of the things when you know that maybe you shouldn't have that big meal, maybe you should cut down on the salad because you get too sleepy towards the night and you won't be able to stay up and study, or you won't be able to stay up and read, or you won't be able to have enough energy for a meeting later on. So we're all familiar with this parable in the book of Luke chapter 16, and Jesus says this. He says, 16 verse 10, he says, "If you are faithful in little things, you'll be faithful in large ones. But if you are dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities." So Jesus is telling us, see, all these things that you think that matter, it really begins with the small things, with the tiny things that we honestly sometimes overlook easily, right? Like I mentioned, like what you eat, how you eat, but also some of the routines that you have in your day, all those small things. Do I pray in the morning? Do I pray at the night? Do I pray at all? Do I give devotion time? All of those small decisions that you think sometimes you just overlook and it doesn't really affect your leadership, your ministry, it really does, because it always begins with the small things. And to be a great leader, you need to learn how to lead yourself first. Again, if you want to be someone who is worth following, you need to lead yourself well. Nobody wants to follow somebody that doesn't really have it all together, doesn't have good routines, doesn't really have a good lifestyle, good eating habits, good daily habits. Usually the leaders that we want to follow, that we want to imitate, that we want to learn how they do things are people that just have it figured out. They have their routines, they have their meal plans, they have their devotion time, their prayer time, their family time. People who seem to have structure and know how to manage their time and manage themselves are the people that we tend to lead easy. So if you want to be a great leader, lead yourself well. I hope this helped you guys out today. I hope it blesses you. I love you. Praying for you. Lead yourself well this week. Start making things, writing them down, making a plan to start leading yourself well, and you see how that influence is going to grow into other people. I love you. Until next time, take care.